Hey guys, my name is Lily and today I'm going to be showing you how I draw a face. Today I'm going to be using a Coal Erase pencil in Tuscan Red and an ink pen to tie down those lines. So I'm going to start off with a very light circle for the cranium, and then after I establish that, I'm going to go in with the brow and the cheekbone and the little jawline there. I'm going to be locking these in later, so don't even worry about if some lines are a little stray there. I have the crown of her head, and then I just notched in a little ear. I might adjust it a little bit later. And then next, I'm going to be putting in the line, so the center line down the face, and then the line across where her eyes will be resting. We have a little neck, little shoulders, and a little suggestion of a collarbone. And so here I'm going to be figuring out a little more of where her eyes and will be resting on her face. So here I'm drawing in her little nose. I usually just do an upside down triangle. You can kind of carve it out a little more if you like. So I did this wonderful little Jin Kim like back and forth U shapes, which I really like. Underneath that I'm doing the little mouth. Sorry if my hand's in the way, it's hard to see. I like to tuck in the sides of her mouth like Glen Keane. I think it really helps boost up those little cheeks of hers. And here I'm drawing in where her hairline will be. I'm drawing her eyes with a flat bottom because those cheeks are pushing up against her eyes. It makes her just look so much happier. And then I'm going to do the top of the eyelash. She has very big eyes, so I also kind of bring the smile along with the eyelashes and have them kind of like smile upwards with the rest of her face. I have these big, almost oval-ish pupils, and I do love to do a little shine that interrupts the pupil line. I think it makes her look extra cute. And then here I have the eyebrows. Something I've been trying to improve in my own work is trying to tie down those eyebrows a little closer to the top lash line. I also add a lid line here, just a little suggestion. Here I also carved in two of her cheeks. I like these like little downward like triangles that kind of rest right there, and then there's also a highlight on top of that. I brought the ears upwards to kind of meet more to the eye. Here I'm going to draw her hairline, so she's going to have this little curl that kind of curls back and forth. I'm kind of just basing this off on how I draw Persephone from the myth of Persephone and Hades. She's just the most fun to draw. So she has these kind of wildly curly hair, and she's got this little braided crown. I left out her flowers because that's not really the point of this video. So here I'm kind of drawing her hair, and I'm just keeping it super loose and wild curls, and they're kind of like coming in front of her shoulder and behind. That kind of gives it more depth. Here we go, a little straight curl here and there. You can give your character whatever kind of hair you want. You can do straight, short, long, whatever makes you happy and whatever suits them. Here I have just a little suggestion of her top there. And here I'm just gonna be tying down more stuff, adding in more hairs, and kind of just shading in things that need to like pop a little forward. So I am gonna shade in her eyes. So when I do pupils, the closer to the top or lash line, the darker it's going to be. So I kind of just do like the darkest my pencil will go, and then I'll kind of lay off as it goes towards the bottom lash line. I am adding in her blush here, which is super cute. I'm going to go in later and darken it even more. I'm going to do things like the sides of her hair, underneath her neck. With time, you guys will kind of understand like where like shadows will lie and what will really make your character pop forward. It's really just a lot of observing everyday life. So here I go. I'm going to do some more of her hair, and then a little bit under her chin where her neck is. That also has a pretty deep shadow. And there you go, a little bit under her hair, and of course in the little eye sockets there, just above her eyes and next to the nose, and of course a little teeny shadow under the nose makes her look super cute. Feel free to add as much definition as you want, and you can do sketchy lines left to right or up and down, whichever one you think will make her pop the most. Next up, this is a totally optional step. You don't have to do it. If you like her the way she is, you can just leave her. However, I'm going to go in with an ink pen and really define those lines and pick my favorite ones and really bring her forward. I'm going to be doing a varied line weight because I kind of messed up her cheek a little bit. So I'm just going to lean into it because it's all happy little accidents, right? So yeah, I usually just roll with whatever mistakes. People ask me all the time, what do you do when you mess up? And I'm just like, you just roll with it. It's not a big deal. So I really like it. This ink pen is given to me by a friend of mine, and so it's really nice. It has you can also use the sides of it, which are like a lot thicker, or you can use the tip of the pen, which gives you a nice little line there. So now I'm gonna do the very line weight there. and her curls are going to be super duper fun. It's a lot more loosey-goosey in pencil, so it's harder to tie down with pen. Typically, when I do my inking or drawing, I will spin my paper as if I'm on an animation wheel, since I am an animator by trade. So for the video, I did not spin it, which is why it was a little bit more challenging to ink her in, but it's always good to challenge yourself, right? So I'm going to be inking her in here like this. Here we go with her hair. Add those little hairs there. What I like to do is just kind of have this flipping sort of curl, especially the curl on top of her head. I always like to add a curl on the forehead to make a character seem sympathetic. And then she has this wonderful big, almost Rapunzel-like curl on her head, or maybe like it's kind of Belle, how it tucks behind your ear. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you think your character's hair would look like, would feel like. There we go, is her little braided crown on her head. And then it's gonna tuck down, and we're gonna do some curls. The curls can be as loose or tight as you like. Here I'm just gonna go in and define her lips a little bit more. I also added a little bit of an upper lip. It's very, very small, but it's just like two little upside down U shapes that fall along that smile line. Here we go. I'm gonna be evening out that little happy accident on the side of her face. So to make it look a little less weird, I thickened up lines on the opposite side of the drawing. I also kind of just like how it ended up. Doing some more curls. Ta-da. I wish I could have drawn her flower crown, but that's not what this is about. Here we go. Add extra little bits here and there, just to give that texture. You can add as much or as little texture as you want. Some people just like doing a big exaggerated shape for hair. It's whatever you feel like will enhance your character. I'm going to do that little suggestion of her little Greek top there. And I'm going to be adding some more of that varied line weight. This can really help the character pop and give it some good texture and some depth. So I'm going in there and thickening up some of my lines. I'm sorry if this tutorial was kind of at breakneck speed. This is just my natural pace of drawing. I've always been a very fast drawer. So go ahead and if you're following along, just rewatch the video if you need to. This is just how I've always drawn. I've always been pretty decisive in what I wanted to do. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this. I hope it helped. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. And if you want to know all about how to design your signature, I've been working on my signature for a long time, then ask about that as well if you're curious. Alrighty guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed how to draw a face. This is just how I like to draw. It changes all the time, and I will always be improving, and you will always be improving. So the way you draw faces and how I draw faces will always be changing. It's important to just not judge yourself too harshly, and just keep in mind that you're always learning and you're always going to be doing better. As long as you keep on watching these videos and trying out new things, I know you're going to be really happy with your art, and I know you guys are going to do totally awesome, and you're gonna do some really impressive work, and I look forward to seeing it. If you guys followed along with this, please tag me. I would be so interested to see your Persephones or just your own character and how you kind of put this tutorial to work for you. Thank you guys so much again. Also, shout out to our patrons on Patreon. You guys are so totally wicked. I'm so happy to have you guys here with us, because especially right now, I really appreciate the extra little support there. So thank you so much, and until next time, guys, stay inspired.